The lat pull down machine is one of those exercises that a large majority of people in the gym will do, and with good reason, because it's a good back exercise, but they don't get the most out of it because of a few common mistakes. So we'll go over the setup, but also some of the things that I often see limiting the amount of return that you get from this exercise. So setting it up, you want to make sure that your hands are just at that shoulder width. You grab this straight bar. I like to go thumbs over for this pronated grip. So when we're going hands over the bar instead of underhand grip, so overhand grip, I like to put the thumbs over because I find it lets me involve the lats a little bit more and a little bit less to the front of the shoulder, which is what a lot of people end up getting with this. And then I want to make sure that before I go down here, I set this seat to a height that allows me to sit down and feel like I have the support of this pad to help keep me in the seat, but it's not like squishing me. So I'm not ending up with a situation where like I don't have any room to get under here. So somewhere in here is going to be comfortable for you. Once we got that set, we're going to use the bar to get ourselves down into position. So we stand up, we grab the bar, like I said, thumbs over the bar, and then we'll sit down. Let the bar pull your arms nice and long because it's going to be our top position. And then we're going to pull the bar down to pretty much collarbone and then let ourselves stretch again. So in this case, we're actually going to let our shoulders rise up to our ears, get a nice deep stretch. And as we pull down, we're driving the shoulders down away from the ears by just thinking about driving the elbows down as we start that movement. So this leads me into one of the most common mistakes that I see when people are doing this exercise is they end up stopping a little short and they end up in this forward shoulder position, which doesn't really maximize back involvement. It mostly becomes a bicep and front delt exercise. So in order for us to get into the back, and into the lats specifically, we need to pull down far enough while still staying close to the bar rather than leaning back. We're staying fairly close to the bar and we're thinking about pulling down to the collarbone by driving the elbows down first. Other part of this, which I mentioned essentially, is people oftentimes lean back too much with this exercise. So you end up with what turns into pretty much just a horizontal row, like a seated row with this lean back. So we've got to stay fairly upright, though you are allowed to lean back slightly as you pull down. For some people, that will be here. Other people might not lean back very much at all. It all depends on what you feel the most. Where we should be feeling this is, yes, we will get our hands, our bicep, but we should be getting most of that work in the lats throughout the whole movement, especially at the bottom as we drive the elbow down, the shoulder comes down away from the ear, and that's where we want to feel the majority of the work. So what we want to make sure of is as you release the weight to maximize the feeling and the connection to that area, you do want to take your time. So when we pull this down, you're going to slow it down as you release to create a bit of a connection and some time under tension for the lats. And when we do that, we become better and better at recruiting our lats, which means you get more return from these exercises. All right, hope that helps. Bring it.